Imagine making $22 billion, then suddenly moving to a sheep country with 5 million people. Why? Today we break down why Peter Thiel, the PayPal king himself, left America for New Zealand. And no, it's not for the fresh lamb chops or Hobbit cosplay. Let's dive in.
One of the tech world's most influential voices says progress should not be measured by one new phone after another. Peter Thiel co-founded PayPal back in 1998. The team around him went on to create groundbreaking startups. You've heard of them all, like YouTube, Yelp.
First, let's know who we're dealing with. Peter Thiel co-founded PayPal. Then he became Facebook's first investor. Basically, when you're busy buying data bundles to scroll Facebook, he's busy buying shares in Facebook to own your data. Different levels, my people. Different levels.
Kiva, LinkedIn, and Tesla. 7 of those companies are valued at more than $1 billion each.
Thiel is now a venture capitalist. He's written the new book, 0 to 1, Notes on Startups or How to Build the Future. Welcome, Peter. Good to have you here.
Charlie, thanks for having me on.
While other billionaires are out here flexing yachts and Gulf Streams, Thiel made a gangster move. He got New Zealand citizenship after just 12 days there. Bro visited for 12 days and left with a passport. Meanwhile, some of us can't even get our Huduma number printed in 12 months.
Joining me now is Herald Investigations reporter Matt Nippert. Matt, it takes most people 5 years to become citizens. How long did it take Mr. Thiel?
Well, according to information released today by the Department of Internal Affairs, Mr. Thiel had lived in New Zealand for a grand total of only 12 days, spread across 4 short trips in the 5 years prior to his being awarded citizenship.
12 days. I mean, that sounds kind of ridiculous on one level. How did the government justify that amount of expedition to the whole process?
Well, as you mentioned, the Citizenship Act does require you to have lived in New Zealand for the majority of the last 5 years, around 1,350 days. But however, the minister has the option of citing exceptional circumstances and sort of waiving this requirement. And in this case, Minister Nathan Guy at the time in 2011 decided that outweighed it. 12 days was enough. And also, despite the fact, Mr. Thiel also said he didn't plan on living here. Another unusual factor in this case.
Then he started scooping property, a $4.7 million mansion here, an estate along Lake Wanaka there, converted a walk-in closet into a panic room. Why though? Turns out, Thiel had been reading The Sovereign Individual, a book predicting civilization collapse. Imagine reading Harry Potter and deciding to buy a wand. This man read a collapse book and bought New Zealand. Why New Zealand though? Because the book said it's geographically isolated, politically stable, self-sufficient in food and energy. Basically, if the world goes boom, they'll just chill with sheep and kiwis. The book said nation-states would crumble under their own weight. Technology would make governments obsolete. Social unrest would follow. And the cognitive elite, that's fancy talk for rich nerds, would need safe havens. Peter Thiel was like, say less. He wasn't alone in this paranoia party.
There have been numerous reports over the years about some of America's wealthiest people buying property in New Zealand, so they have somewhere to flee in the event of a global catastrophe. Buying a house in New Zealand has become a sort of code for getting apocalypse insurance, as Reid Hoffman, co-founder of LinkedIn, put it. Saying that you're...
Sam Altman, OpenAI boss, revealed he and Thiel have an escape plan to New Zealand. Silicon Valley execs started learning archery and prepping for disaster. Archery? Bro thinks he's Legolas. Buying a house in New Zealand literally became code for apocalypse insurance.
You're buying a house in New Zealand is kind of a wink-wink. Say no more, he said. Once you've done the Masonic handshake, they will be like, oh... You know, I have a broker who sells old ICBM silos, and they're nuclear hardened, and they kind of look like they would be interesting to live in. While some have previously pointed to New Zealand as Thiel's backup country, he has not ever confirmed.
By 2017, so many billionaires were invading New Zealand that locals said, enough is enough. They passed laws to block them, but it was too late. The money tsunami had arrived. When COVID hit, tech execs reportedly fled to their bunkers in New Zealand. They activated their backup plans. While we were buying toilet paper, they were buying time. New Zealand's strict borders and isolation helped them weather the pandemic, but pandemic prep was just the trailer. These billionaires fear civil unrest from inequality, climate collapse, nuclear conflict, AI going rogue, economic collapse. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The people who build our digital future don't believe in that future. They're building lifeboats while selling us cruise tickets, kind of like Noah selling you tickets for the Titanic while he builds his ark. Why though? Maybe they see how fragile everything really is. One cyber attack could wipe banking systems, social media tearing society apart, wealth gaps fueling revolutions. Or maybe they're just rich enough to afford paranoia. But here's the real lesson. Family. The world is changing faster than ever. Those who adapt, build networks, skills, and audiences win. Those who don't are hoping nothing breaks. And you know what they say about hope. It's not a
Thanks for watching. If you're all about powerful content, inspiration, motivation, and leveling up, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join us on this journey for more insights and stories that matter. For more inspiration, click on the music to your left to dive into Dirk's last interview before his arrest, or check out other powerful content from King Festus. Stay strong, stay focused, and keep pushing forward.